down because we were so brave. I love my people. We kept our pride throughout the years. I love my people. Worked hard and prayed and shed some tears. I love my people. No matter what the world has put us through. I love my people. We come out on top in everything we do. I love my people. Won't you say it with me? I love my people. I love my people. Say it again. I love my people. I love my people. I love my people, all the colors of our skin. I love my people. If we all work together, we know that we can win. I love my people. I love the way we walk. I love the way we talk. I love the way we sing. I'm blessed because I know one thing. I love my people and there is no doubt we're gonna be alright is what I'm talking about. Oh, won't you say? I love my people. I love my people. Somebody say. I love my people. I love my people. Find my people all around the world. I love my people. Man and woman, boy and girl. I love my people. Always trying to do our best. I love my people. We work hard every day and seldom rest. I love my people. If I could have one wish come true, I love my people. Then you'll love me like I love you. Like I love you. Everybody say, I love my people. I love my people. Please say it again. I love my people. I love my people. No matter where you go, there we are. We're not just players for the shining star. Spread this word from near and far about just how blessed we truly are, y'all. Take these words across the land. Divided we fall, united we stand. Think about your greatness and your history. Without my people, where would we be? Tell me. I love my people. I love my people. Say it again. I love my people. I love my people. Come on now, y'all say. I love my people. I love my people. Come on, everybody say. Say that you love my people. I love my people. Yeah.
I want to tell you how to say good morning in the African language of Kiswahili. Jambo. Jambo. And I'm visiting your school. This way is through our virtual program. And when someone is a visitor to your community, you say Akwaba. Akwaba. Akwaba means welcome. Now, you don't have to turn on your microphones, but when you hear me say the words, you say them back. Are you ready? Akwaba. Akwaba. Jambo. 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 Beautiful. I'm so happy to be here to celebrate African American Heritage Month, Black History Month with you all. You can see in the background that there's the flag. That's known as the flag of the African people. And those who can see the flag, you know those colors. Without turning your microphones on, you tell me the colors y'all see. Red, black, and green. Yes, those are the colors of the flag of the African people, and these colors, they come all the way from the Zinj Empire in ancient Africa. They are the oldest known colors to fly for a group of civilized people. These colors, they represent the struggle, the people, and the land. And with my small djembe drum, I will play a rhythm. And we will sing the words to the new song that you're going to learn. Are you ready? Yes. It sounds like this. I'll say it all the way through. Red, black, and green. Most beautiful colors I've ever seen. Red, black, and green. Most beautiful colors I've ever seen. Red is for the blood. Black is for the people. Green is for the land. Now you understand why I say red, black, and green. Most beautiful colors I've ever seen. Now I'm going to say the words so that you can learn it. You use your hands this time. Are you ready? We're going to clap a rhythm. Without turning your microphones on, I'll say the words, you say them back. Red, black, and green. Most beautiful colors I've ever seen. Red, black, and green. Most beautiful colors I've ever seen. Red is for the blood. Black is for the people. Green is for the land. Now you understand why I say red, black, and green. Most beautiful colors I've ever seen. There, you see? Learning about African American culture, African American heritage, African American people. That is what Black History Month is all about. Now, we've already learned a couple of the words. Jambo means hello. Akwaba means welcome. And what about the numbers? You guys are just about the right age to count the numbers. I bet if we were doing it together, you would know the numbers. If I say, let's count 1 through 10. Can you count 1 through 10? I bet you can. Can you? Will you try? Can you? Will you? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. 1.
Using the Kiswahili language. I'll say the numbers. You say them back. Ready? Moja, Mbili, Tatu, Nne, Tano, Sita, Saba, Nane, Tisa, Kumi. Yay! Those are the numbers 1 through 10. Let's try it again because I know that language is brand new for you. And I want you to get used to it. So let's think about it. Are you ready? This time without the drum. Ready? Moja, Mbili, Tatu, Nne, Tano, Sita, Saba, Nane, Tisa, Kumi. 1 through 10 in the Kiswahili language. Oh, that's so much fun to share stories like that.
On mute, and we're ready to start. I say the words, you say them back. Storytelling time. Storytelling time. Storytell, storytelling time. It's time to clap your hands. It's time to snap your fingers. It's time to click your tongue. It's time to move your shoulders up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And to move your head side to side, side to side, side to side, side to side. It's time to blink your eyes. your ears. Storytelling time. Storytelling time. Storytelling time. I'm gonna tell a story. Wonderful. So now I see my dancers. Yay, dancers. Yay, all of my friends. Now let's begin with the story. Everyone gather around. Sit by your computer. Cross your legs. Fold your hands. It's time to hear a story. Everyone gather around. Sit by your computer. Cross your legs. Fold your hands. It's time to hear a story. You know, when we tell stories, all stories have a name. Many stories, there might be, the fox and the rabbit. There might be the lion and the mouse. You might hear a story called Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. You may hear a story about the elephant or the tiger, or you might hear a story about the snake. African stories and African folktales are known as Anansi tales. Have you ever heard an Anansi tale? Well, every story that you hear is called Anansi tale. All of the stories are called Anansi tales. Anansi was a really crafty character. He had secret magical powers. Anansi was both spider and man. He had a head like a man and a body like a spider. And he had eight legs. Anansi was a spider with magical powers. He traveled all over the world. Anansi came from Africa. And when Anansi landed on the shores of the Caribbean and South America and here in America, they brought those stories with him. Now in America, Anansi would listen to because all would follow the rules of the Sky King. But Anansi is a little bit jealous. Anansi was green with envy because all of the stories belonged to the Sky King. Well, Anansi didn't like that very much. He went to see the Sky King to ask the Sky King if he could have the stories. You see, the children would come around to Anansi, and Anansi was an old man with a gray beard sitting close to a tree, just relaxing himself. And the children came. The Watoto, they came. And they said, old man, would you tell us a story? Anansi said, where I get a story at? Well, all of the stories were with the Sky King, and Anansi went to see the Sky King all the way up, beyond the clouds. When he got there, he said, Sky King, I need stories. I need the stories so I can tell the stories to the children. All of the Watoto, the children need stories. And the Sky King says, okay, I will be happy to give you the stories. I have many stories here in my chest. It was a great big chest full of stories. But first, you must do 3 tasks. You must complete the task that I give you. And when you complete the task, I will give you the stories. He told Anansi, I want you to bring me bee that stings like fire. I want you to bring me boa constrictor. And I want you to bring me tiger with the terrible teeth. Well, all of these great big animals, how was Anansi going to capture all these great big animals? Well, Anansi was very smart. Anansi was very cunning. Anansi used his wit and his wisdom. What did he use? Wit and wisdom. The first thing he did, he went over to the place where he could get the bees that sting like fire. Anansi went and he says, oh no, I don't think they can do it. He sat there, not too far from the nest of the bees, and he said it again. I don't think they could do it. Well, you said they could do it, but I'm not sure that they could do it. And he kept talking to himself. Well, I think they tried to do it one day, but they weren't able to do it. So I don't even think they could do it. Do you think they could do it? I think they could do it. And he went back and forth, and the bees heard him talking, and the bees said, hey, who are you talking to? Oh, I was just remembering a conversation that I had with a friend of mine who's gone now. What were you talking about? Well, he said that you all could fly into this vase. And I said, no way. The hole is too small. This little gourd will not hold all of the bees. There's so many of you. Well, the bee king, he looked around and he said to his bees, we can do it, right? Nancy said, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. And the bee king said, show him. And all of the bees, they flew right into the gourd. Anansi, he took a top and closed it tight. All the bees were inside the gourd. Anansi went back to the Sky King. Sky King! I have bee! It stings like fire! And they could hear. And the bees that sting like fire, they were inside the gourd. And the king says, ha! Very good, Anansi. I didn't know you could do this. But you still have two more tasks. You must bring me boa constrictor. Who knows what is a boa constrictor? It's a big snake. You have to watch out for those big snakes. But Anansi, he went right down and he knows where the boa constrictor is going to be. He knows where the boa constrictor lives and stays. He went to the home of the boa constrictor and he sat there outside with a long stick. He was looking at the long stick, scratching his head and saying over and over again, no way. It just cannot be. And he acted like he was talking to somebody again. And like the other person said, oh, yes, it is. He said, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. And boa constrictor came home. Boa constrictor, he heard Anansi making all of this noise. He says, what are you doing? Anansi said, my friend, I have another friend who told me that this stick is bigger than you. I said, no way. Boa constrictor is longest thing I have ever seen. Boa constrictor said, oh, absolutely I am. He said, my friend said, no, you're not. But I said, yes, you are. My friend said, no, you're not. I said, yes, you are. My friend said, no, you're not. I said, yes, you are. And you know what the boa constrictor did? Boa constrictor said, yes, I am, and I will show you. Boa constrictor lay down on the ground and he stretched his body all the way out next to that long stick. And as soon as he was stretched all the way, Nancy said, "The stick is still longer, just by a little bit. Can you stretch some more?" Well, the boa constrictor, he stretched so long until his eyes closed. And while his eyes were closed, Anansi took his web and he wrapped the web around the boa constrictor and around the stick together. And boa constrictor was stuck to the stick. And Anansi says, "I gotcha." He put the stick on his shoulders and climbed back where he could take them to the Sky King. "Sky King, I have boa constrictor on a stick." Sky King says, "Oh, Anansi, you are wise. You are witty. But now you have one more task. You must bring me Tiger with the terrible teeth." Anansi knew that this was going to be the most dangerous task of all. He got himself prepared and he went back down. He sat just outside of the den of the tiger with the terrible teeth. Before he sat down, Anansi took a needle and used the web as his thread and sewed his eye shut. Yes, he sewed his eyes shut. Needle and thread for real. Zip, zap, zop. And sewed his eye shut. Ho, 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 ho. He had a great idea. He stood outside of the opening of the tiger with the terrible teeth, the opening of his den. And he began to sing loud and make a racket. He said, "Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I have a wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way." This is what he said. "Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I have a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Everything's going my..." Boa constrictor came out of his den. He looked at Anansi and said, "Anansi, what are you doing outside my den, making all this racket?" "Oh, Boa, oh my goodness, Tiger, if you could see what I see, oh my goodness gracious. You understand, my eye is closed shut. But since it's been closed shut, I can see the most beautiful thing. Oh, Tiger, if you could see what I see, you would feel like I feel. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I have a wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way." Oh, Tiger, he looked over there at Nancy. He said, Nancy, help me. I want to see the beauty that you see. Sew my eyes shut. So I can see the beauty too. Anansi smiled just a little bit. And he took the needle and he used his web for thread. And he sewed zip, zap, zop, zip, zap, zop, and closed Tiger with the terrible teeth, closed his eyes tight. Tiger with the terrible teeth said, Anansi, I don't see nothing. Anansi said, come on, sing with me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful. And this tiger, he tried to sing. Oh, what a beautiful. I don't see beautiful morning. Anansi said, no problem. Come with me. I know a place where you can see. Oh, Where you take him? Yup, right to the Sky King. He carried him up to the Sky King all the way. He said, King, look, I have tiger with terrible teeth. The Sky King looked. He had the beads that sting like fire. He had the boa constrictor on a stick. And now he has tiger with terrible teeth. Anansi, you are wise and you are witty. Thank you so much for bringing me what I need, what I've asked for. You, my friend, may have all of the stories. Take them and tell them to the Watoto. It was then, in that moment, where Anansi grabbed hold to that great big chest, which was so full of stories. He climbed back down to the place where the Watoto, all the children, were still sitting. Anansi opened up the great chest, and the stories began to fly out. And as they flew out, the children would reach and grab a story. They would reach and grab a story. They would reach and grab a story. The stories continued to fly. The children continued to collect the stories. You see, my friends, they all got stories from Anansi. They called them Anansi tales. But a story isn't really a story until you share it. So when you read a story, or when you learn a song, or when you know a dance, you have to share it. That becomes your job. So when I started learning to tell stories, then I wrote a story. My own story called Firefly and the Little Star. I wonder, can you see it well? I will tell you the story of Firefly and Little Star, but there is a song inside of the story, and I want you to sing it along. When you tell stories, the very first thing that you say in a story, once upon a time. You say once upon a time, so the story opens up in imaginary land. In imaginary land, all kind of things can happen. Flowers can talk, birds can sing, alligators can dance. In imaginary land, everything you think of can happen. Once upon a time, a little star fell to the ground. Splat. A firefly was fluttering by. Firefly saw that teeny tiny itsy bitsy baby star laying on the ground. He says, "What's the matter, friend?" Little Star said, "I don't know. I slipped. I tripped. I lost my grip. I fell from there and I landed here. I lost my light and can't find it. And I miss my mommy. Wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah." Firefly said, "Please don't cry. Okay, I will help you." "Really?" said Little Star. Firefly said, "Yes, I can help you." Firefly picked up that teeny tiny, itsy bitsy baby star and placed her on his back. He began to flutter his wings, flip, flop, flapping his wings, and flew all the way over to a wide little river. And there, at the wide river, as they got close, Firefly said, "Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and make a wish." And the teeny tiny itsy bitsy baby star, she closed her tiny eyes. She took a deep breath. She made a wish. Firefly said, "Now look down." And when she looked down, she could see the reflection of the moon in the water. She said, I see the light in you. The water was doing what water does. The water was flowing. The water was waving. The water was gurgling. The water made the echo and said, I see the light in you. Oh, joy! Little Star was so happy, Firefly said, come now, we go. Firefly took that teeny tiny itsy bitsy baby star and carried her all the way over to a great fire in the middle of a field. There, in the middle of a field, was a great and beautiful fire, and there were people all around the fire, and the embers of the fire were going higher and higher and higher and higher. Firefly said, I see the light in you. The little star began to sing the words. I see the light in you. You see the light in me. Together we shine. Together we shine. Firefly told teeny tiny itsy bitsy baby star, come now, we go. He flew all the way over to a big old oak tree. He climbed to the top of the big oak tree with Little Star right on his back. When Firefly got to the top of that oak tree, he told Little Star, look up. And when Little Star looked up, she could see her mommy and her daddy, her aunties and her uncles, her grandmamas and her grandpapas. She could see all of her friends, her brothers and her sisters and her cousins too. She could see her teachers, and she said so loud, everyone could hear her, I see the light in you. All that love that came from above, it lifted that firefly off the little star's back. It lifted the little star off the firefly's back. And she began to rise higher and higher and higher. And as she rose, the other stars, they started to sing. I see the light in you. You see the light in me. I see the light in you. See the light in me. Together we shine. Together we shine. Can you sing those words, my friends? You can sing the words. Are you ready? I see the light in you. Now you say, I see the light in you. You see the light in me. You see the light in me. I see the light in you. I see the light in you. See the light in me. Together we shine. Together we shine. Oh, all of the stars, they were singing so loud. And ever since that day, from that day till this, every time the sun goes down, that teeny tiny itsy bitsy baby star, she races to her place up in the heavens. And when she gets there, she begins to sparkle. She begins to twinkle. She begins to dance. And then she starts to sing, I see the light in you. You see the light in me. I see the light in you. You see the light in me. Together we shine. Together we shine. Yay! Hello, my students. Thank you guys so very much. you want to have a, we're going to have just, we just have to have one dance, okay? It's just one drum dance. Are you ready to drum dance? Okay, don't pull a muscle. You have to do some exercise. Stretch your arms. Wiggle your feet. Okay, get ready. Get close. We're gonna sing and play a beautiful drum song. Okay, now get ready. Get ready. I want to see you all dancing in all of your squares. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. Time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play, time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play. Mama said to play outside, wish I had a bike to ride. I'll fly to the moon instead, spare a rocket ship in my head, pretend to find a star. No one else has seen so far. Then I'll name it after me, say your name. But for now, I'll grab some chalk and play hopscotch out on the walk. Time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play, time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play. Mama said to close my mouth or I have to come in the house. I'll play here quietly so my mama won't yell at me. Mommy knows I can't play that way. Mommy knows I can't play that way. It's time to scream. Time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play, time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play. Mama said, come in the house. I'll be quiet like a mouse. We can play hide and seek. Count to 10, now don't you peek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Say it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Say it in Spanish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Now we say it in Swahili. I say the words, you say them back. Moja, Mbili, Tatu, Ine, Tano, Sita, Saba, Nane, Tisa, Kumi. Time to play, 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 it's time to play. Uh-oh, uh-oh, here comes Mommy. Mommy's coming to take a look. I'll sit down and read a book. Act for her like I'm real good. Do the things I know I should. Like take time to clean my room. All I gotta do is get a broom, and sweep. Time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play, time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to do the dustpan. Do the dustpan. Do the dustpan. Do the dustpan. Take out the trash. Take out the trash. You say, time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play, time to play, time to play, time to play, it's time to play. play. It's time to play. Yay! Oh, Dr. Carter G. Woodson would be so happy. Oh, when he said we need Black History Month, that's what he meant. Get together, do black things, talk about black people, and share black stories. Thank you all. I am Oba William King. Thank you so much for inviting me. Ms. Palmer, thank you, Miss Stacy. Thank you so much, you all, for letting me come and see your students. Thank you, students, for being good listeners. Thank you very much for dancing and singing and calling and responding. Thank you, teachers, for putting up with just the loudest kid in the room. So sorry. Nothing changes. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Oba William King. Boys and girls, wasn't that an invigorating and exciting performance? Yes, I agree. Let's show Mr. Oba William King our appreciation by giving him 2 thumbs up. Boys and girls, let's see those thumbs, because I know you all enjoyed the music, right? Excellent job. Thank you so much, Mr. William King. Mr. Boys and girls, I hope that this experience has really increased your curiosity about stories and the origins of stories, as well as nature and the different animals that Mr. Oba mentioned in his story. Spider, right? The tiger, and many more. Thank you again, Mr. Oba. I am so excited that I had the opportunity to be part of this experience. And boys and girls, I am looking forward to hearing the lessons that you're taking away from the stories that were shared with us today.
Right. I want to see what you write, okay?
Yes. And Mr. Oba, the extra song and music at the end was delightful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to tell you the story of a little girl. She was a secret agent, a fairy princess. She had magical powers, and she had a best friend. Her name was Oba Wilhelmina, the world's most beautiful ballerina. Her friend's name? Commander Demander. Oba Wilhelmina, the world's most beautiful ballerina, and Commander Demander were outside in the front yard just playing a game. All of a sudden, the moon, it shone straight down, and the beam of the moon was shining on the ground. They had been going around and around and around in a circle, and then they would fall down. Well, I did not know why. I thought they were trying to discover gravity. They went around and around, and then they fell down. Well, I watched them. Inside my house, I was watching them. I opened up the window, put out my ear so I could hear what they were saying. Their little tiny lips were moving, and they were saying magical words. They said, "Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall." Right down on the ground they fell. They got back up and they did it again. Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall. Well, that wasn't all. All of a sudden, the flowers began to sing. Obalina, Wilhelmina, the world's most beautiful ballerina. She spun around and around and around, and as she spun, suddenly she had on a secret agent vest. And then she had on secret agent shoes, you know the ones. The twinkly toe shoes. The ones that light up when you walk. Those are secret agent shoes. She grabbed hold to the ray of the moon and took off like a rocket ship to a place far, far, far away. When she got there was a king. That king said, "Obalina, Wilhelmina, the world's most beautiful ballerina, we need your help." What's the matter? She was only 5 years old. "We have no stars in our sky." No stars? Where are the children? The king, he clapped his gigantic hands together. A humongous door opened up, and behind that door were all kinds of children. But they were a little bit sad. She said, "Reach out your hands." Just like that. All of the children, they reached out their hands. She opened up her secret agent vest and went into her secret agent pocket, and she pulled out a handful of diamonds. She gave all of the children the sparkly diamonds. She says, "I will say the magic words. They come from my homeland. I will count to 3 in the language of Kiswahili, and you, and you, and you, and you. Count after me." She raised her arm, one finger in the air. She said, "Moja, Mbili, Tatu, do like I do." And all of the children were repeating after her. They watched as she pulled her arm all the way back as she threw her diamonds up into the sky. Higher and higher and higher they went. Just as they started to descend, right when they started to come down, Obalina Wilhelmina, the world's most beautiful ballerina, began to sing, and all of the children sang with her. The magical song that keeps the stars in the sky. They said, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Just like that, all of those diamonds began to turn into stars. The king was so happy. He said, Asante Sana, thank you very much. Asante Sana, thank you very much. She raised her arm and waved her hand. She said, Atutu Nunada, see you again soon. She grabbed hold to the ray of the moon, and she flew all the way back down to her daddy's house. And when she got there, her daddy said, where have you been? She said, Daddy, I went to put the stars up in the sky. He said, oh baby, that's so nice. He gave her a hug and a great big right on the forehead. They sat on the couch and they lived happily ever after. Obelina, Wilhelmina, the world's most beautiful ballerina. Obelina, Wilhelmina.